Hello friends, it's Mrs. Jane on Tri-Day Friday, October the 30th, 2020, with all the fantastic news you can use about our fantastic Halloween celebration at school today. Oh, it was fun from the beginning to the end. We started out, of course, with our traditional temperature check, moved down the stairs in our fabulous costumes, made sure to hang up our coats, made sure to put our folders in the take-home box, sanitize our hands, sign in with our t-shirts, and then we proceeded over to table 4, where we were able to distribute the treats that everybody's family sent from home into the treat bags that we all decorated this past week. Now, the Halloween fun started right away with our tabletops, because on table number 1 today, we did dispense with our typical name train practice, and instead we went right to the Halloween fun. This time we were using one of those fun fingers, kind of looks like a witch's finger, yeah, on our index finger, and we traced the path of the child on his way or her way to their Halloween candy. After that, of course, we traced it with a black marker. On table number 2 today, this was a chance for us to do a little sorting and counting and comparing. And so we had a log of orange Play-Doh and 2 straws stuck vertically into that log. One was orange, one was black. And then we had a quantity of orange spider rings and black spider rings. We sorted them first, and then we counted how many orange ones we had, we counted how many black ones we had, and then we had to tell which we had more of. We had also had a chance to measure our height in candy corn. On table number 3 today, let me get that right. It was, this was fun. This was creating a spider squishy bag, a sensory bag. So we took a quart Ziploc bag, we put some clear hair gel in there, we put some orange glitter, gotta make it sparkle, you know. We put some black spiders in there, and then we zipped it closed, put some packing tape on for extra insurance, and then got to just move it around. It has kind of like a calming effect for us. On table number 4 today, guessing jar. And this time we had some more erasers. This time some multicolored pumpkin erasers. We'll give you the results of the count in just a minute. And then, let's see. We had bobbing for jack-o'-lanterns at the water table today. So it's the same concept as bobbing for apples, but this time we put the blindfold on you, gave you a little spin, and you had a little fishing net and some orange ping pong balls decorated to look like little jack-o'-lanterns, and it's the minute to win it concept added in. So we gave you just a small amount of time, and you had to try to scoop out as many of those jack-o'-lanterns with your little fishing net as possible. But you couldn't look, you couldn't peek. Also, today, we had sorting Halloween candy. So over in the library on our large blue circle, we had a mat, and there were circles on that mat, and each circle had a Halloween bucket with a certain kind of Halloween candy in it. So the kids had another bucket in their hands. They walked around the circular carpet, and they made sure to put the candy in the correct spots. And then, of course, we did get a little candy prize with that one to take to our prize buckets. Actually, the fun finger we used on table 1 also went home in our prize bucket. So we had a couple of little, and candy corn after you were measured, a couple of candy corn to go in the prize bucket. Got us used to where that prize bucket was, so that at the end of our party games, which we'll talk about in just a minute, you knew where to go with your prize. Everybody had a little sand pail with their picture on it, collected all the fun prizes from the day. Yeah, works great. And then also, parents, after we finished our tabletops, we headed over to the choo-choo line. But today, in lieu of our traditional choo-choo ride, it was a Halloween parade. So we put on some Halloween music. We like Monster Mash, and we paraded around the room, but that eventually led us to our circle space. We sat down for a little bit of our Hello Circle. You'll see, parents, we tried to hang on to some of our school routine just to keep everybody calm, cool, and collected as we went through the day. So once in our circle, we did introduce the persons of the day, remind everybody that they were the best examples. If you needed to know what to do or what to say, you could listen or look at what our persons of the day were doing or saying. We also did a little pledge. We did a little good morning song. And then we got to model our costumes. You know, we've been talking about these costumes, some of us, since way back in September. So finally, we got to stand up, let our friends see our costume, gave a little twirl, and then everybody would say, "Awesome costume," and give a little applause. And we did an interesting thing, parents. We did what we call bounce when we were choosing who was next. So instead of just going around the circle like usual, today when we bounced, we started on the left side with the first person there. And then the next person to go, next person's turn was on the opposite side of the circle. And then we bounced back to the left side and to the right side and to the left side and to the right side again till we gave everybody a turn to show their costume, get a little applause, also get a pumpkin and a small bottle of bubbles to recognize their awesome costume. After that, parents, time to move and groove and get the party going. So we did our pumpkin chant, followed by a little freeze dance, because you got to have dancing at the party, don't you think? Yes. And then after that, we did a little song by Mr. Raffi about the spider. Gives a little spooky edge, but lots of fun. We used our fingers to mimic the spider legs as that spider moved around, first on the floor, and then on our leg, and then on our bellies, and then on our necks, and then on our faces, and on our heads. Lots of fun there. Once our little music and movement was finished, then it was time to get into our party teams. And so each person of the day was a party team captain, and their working moms were the party team chaperones. And the groups moved collectively from station to station. And of course, our parties have 5 stations. And today we started out on station number 1 with a little bit of pin the spider on the web. And if you know pin the tail on the donkey, you would be good at this game. Gave everybody a blindfold, turned them around a couple of times, and then they tried to put a black pom-pom spider onto the web, earning a prize when they were done, of course. Game number 2 was a little Halloween, what do we call it? A Halloween toss. And that one, the Halloween hoop toss, sorry. That one was a large witch's hat, pointed witch's hat. And you had to get the ring over that pointed part of the hat. Prize when you're done. Game number 2 was Goofy Ghost Bowling. So we dressed some toilet paper rolls up to look like ghosts and knocked them down like bowling pins and counted how many pins went down or how many goofy ghosts went down when we were done with our turn. Got a prize when we were done with that game. And then station number 4 was creating a delicious Halloween cookie snack for later. And number 5, one of my personal favorites, was the trick-or-treat races. So we split our party team into 2 groups, and when it was your turn, you got to scoop a big scoop of candy corn from one bowl and run it across the room as fast as you could and dump it in an empty bowl. Turn around, give the scoop to the next kid, and they scooped as much as they could and ran down to the other room and other end of the room and dumped their scoop into the empty bowl. And we did this until we were able to empty the bowl in front of us into the bowls at the opposite end of the room. After that, of course, it was time for a little pause. So we went to the necessary room, had a little free read in the library, and then came over to enjoy the delicious Halloween cookies that we all frosted. Once we enjoyed those, of course, it was already time for our goodbye circle. So we adjourned then to the library. We had time for some show and tell, a time to circulate our book, get a little preview of what Monday would bring before we headed outside for our little Halloween parade. And we want to thank all of you parents for coming to see us and to cheer us on as we came down the walk to greet you. We know it wasn't the best weather day, so we really appreciate your patience and the fact that you all were out there to support us. We also want to thank the mommies who worked so hard to make the fun at our Halloween party. A good time was had by all. We can assure you of that. Okay, some customer service announcements, and there are several today. Remembering, of course, that color black will follow us through next week. Letter F will also follow us through next week, and it's still a fantastic time to brainstorm some words for our F list. And then we're planning our next field trip for next Tuesday, which is November the 3rd, 10 a.m. at Buckhorn Park, and we're hoping that you will join us for a nature walk and scavenger hunt. Now, Mother Nature looks like she's going to start the snow early and plenty of cold air, so we're asking everybody to bundle up for that day in order to be cozy while we're doing our outside trip. Next Tuesday, also on the 3rd at 7 p.m., it's toy cleaning again, and this time it's the Richard family's turn. We also want you to know that this coming Friday, actually, November the 6th, will be Fancy Feet Friday. There's a memo coming home with all the details, but in the way of introduction, what we plan is that the kids can wear any kind of crazy socks or fancy shoes or shoes that they like, slippers that they like, cowboy boots, rubber rain boots, anything that makes their feet feel fancy. And our whole day will be devoted to things that we can do with our fancy feet. We'll also have a little project that the family can do with their feet, and we'll send that home as well. It'll all come home on Monday. So be on the lookout in the backpacks then. We hope everybody will turn their clocks back because daylight savings time is over. It is fall, so we fall back. You all get an extra hour of sleep this weekend. And then November tuition is due. Our treasurer reminds us of that. And I think that just about covers it. So we hope you all have a great weekend and you enjoy whatever trick-or-treating or Halloween celebration you put together at home. And as always, if you have questions or concerns or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out. We will hear. We will help. And as always, every day is a good day to have a good day at Jack and Jill. All for now. Bye-bye.